did a very, very low intensity underburn up there. And some of that is due to the timing on when it started today, or last night. But a lot to do also with that fuels reduction and at least rearrangement of those fuels. The piles, the ones that did burn out there, actually burnt pretty intense, but didn't affect any of the trees that they were close to. Yeah, so kind of moving on to a regional, I guess, view. This season, some of the other forests are not as lucky as us to be fully staffed, so we're actually supporting by taking on a couple of their engines, mainly down to the Middle Fork Ranger District, and we're going to be then staffing those engines and sending them back out to help them when they're in need. So basically when there's predicted lightning, like we just saw down in southern Oregon and the east side of the state. So we're supporting within region that way. We're also looking, unfortunately, we're down some incident management teams. There's going to be 7 incident management teams within the region this year, 41 nationally. That's down from, I believe, 47. Total, we've lost 7 teams, and we're kind of trending the wrong direction on the federal side for our teams, which really does deal with a lot of partnerships. Region 6 is great at bringing in not only state, especially Washington DNR and our intermixed teams, but we also still employ a lot of ADs and administratively determined personnel, along with our rural fire departments or just fire departments and general fire service. So we're going to be a little thin this year, which just means we're going to ask when we do have large fires, those incident management teams most likely to take on more large fires and bigger pieces of the landscape, which is going to be a big challenge for sure. So we're going to try to rely on a lot of our type 3 organizations, which we're a little thin on those as well, but we do have people in place, and we can definitely staff up to 2 on the Willamette National Forest. So we're feeling fairly confident that, you know, we'll be able to handle some larger incidents if they do occur this year. Yeah, I guess with that, what questions can I answer for the group?
Was there any late prescribed burns this season?
On the McKenzie River Ranger District, or
Yeah.
none on the McKenzie. We didn't do any prescribed fire this year.
All right.
Last piles were lit in February.
Okay.
Well mocked up as well, monitored the whole time. Trust me on that, we're gonna be extremely vigilant on any prescribed fire, but I will let you guys know, our plan is to stand that program back up. It's a very useful tool, it does the right thing on the landscape, but we're gonna be extremely cautious, take on the right units when we do burn, especially under burning, and we're gonna stay with them and make sure that they are out.
Was today's fire at Belknap or was
Val Bigelow's entry road, that side, it butted right up to that 302 Forest Service Road down to her access bridge, that side. Right along the road, there's actually an old paved road bed in between and the drainage there.
So but it was on the highway side?
North side of 126. So, yeah, right across from the McKenzie airstrip, the pavement right there, just on the north side.
I don't know how I missed it because I ran right through it.
I'm not gonna lie, my AFMO was the first person to get there because he was sitting at the station when we got the report, and he happened to drive by it while it was on the side of the hill. It was tough to see, it was very low intensity.
Quick question.
Yeah.
You said you got your crews that you usually have. You have the admin support that you usually have?
We do. Admin, you know, for us is down at the forest level. Yes, but you know, if we're talking like the normal, just at the whole district and that side, we have seen a reduction in some people in forest there and who we're working with. We're lucky this year that we were able to still hire our temporary firefighters. The rest of the Forest Service was not able to hire any temporaries, and we've had to let go of some of our permanents. So, the current situation of where we're at.
Do you know what the office is it going to be open this summer? I heard that there might be a reduction in hours or something.
Fortunately, the 2 that we do have permanent staffed on that, they were involved with the reduction initially and have been able to return, and we are very hopeful that they will be there. So from the admin side, there. Yeah, we're planning on keeping the front desk open. You know, the rest of the district has still had to help and support in that fashion as well. So you might not get somebody that can be up there and sell stuff, because that takes a very specific collection officer qualification. You might get a firefighter that doesn't know exactly what's going on in very specific wreck sites, but we're gonna try to do our best, and yes, plan is to keep that front desk open.
Is that good weekends?
We do not have weekend staffing to my knowledge. It should be a Monday through Friday.
Or do you call and go to the Eugene office?
You know, I am not sure where we're forwarding, but I'll be able to get your name and we'll be able to answer that. Yeah, we'll get contact information and make sure we have that for you.
I just want to know who to call. Fires only happen Monday.
Well, and for fires, of course, 911.
A lot of traffic up
Yep.
there on weekends.
A lot of traffic that side. 911, it does get to the appropriate dispatch that way. So yeah, definitely don't think that calling the front desk is our only conduit of getting that information.
Just another question on, it looks like last year, the last couple years, you put a lot of work into Stroop Flats, and so is that like the main fire camp? If something does break out here, you guys would probably set up a Stroop Flats and not like here or the school
Yeah.
or something?
Correct, that's the intent of all the work that's happened out at Stroop Flats. That'll become McKenzie River Ranger District's permanent fire camp if we have the need for standing up and supporting a large incident management team. That camp can support easily 1,500 firefighters, and you have to think that it's probably 500+ people for support. So could be a big impact on the community if we do need to stand it up, but it's also, you know, it's the right thing. It puts firefighters close, especially here with the forest being right at our doorstep. Well, I'm around the whole time, and yeah, hopefully we get a chat if you have some questions that you think are a little bit more specific, or yeah, just anything in general. Yes, ma'am?
Is there anything that you can do about, a neighbor that has their grass up yay high?
Well, on private property, I don't have any authority on that one. Wish our friends from ODF were here to have that conversation, and maybe Joel will be able to help us here as well with kind of that answer. If it was on the Forest Service side, obviously our side of it, and we have a fuels issue, we'll definitely come out, we'll make a project out of it, and it doesn't happen overnight when it's on our side, unfortunately. We do have to do the NEPA process to be able to get through. Well, we just have to do the full legal process to be able to make a plan and then implement it, and then funding is always a fun hurdle for us as well. But yeah, on private land and your neighbor and that side, that's gonna be more of your local fire department and ODF.
Yeah, the last fire, there's 4 houses on my road, and their house was the only house that burned down.
No,
Thank God, but we lost all of our outbuildings.
I'm sorry for your loss. All right, well, I'm around. Thank you.
Thanks.